Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? It is Friday, TGIF. Hopefully everybody's looking forward to the long weekend. This is Guy from GSI. I am going to do my very best today to explain IPTV and the Media Box, which I'm getting a lot of questions, a lot of emails, a lot of responses on Facebook or Twitter or whatnot asking me, just what is IPTV and what is a Media Box? So I'm going to do my very best here, and I'm going to keep it under 15 minutes so I don't lose everyone or anyone. And I'm going to not get into a lot of the technical stuff, but I'm just going to try to touch on exactly what that is. And before we get started, if anyone has any comments or suggestions or questions or whatever, please feel free to visit us on Facebook at www.facebook.com right here /GSI Inc. or on Twitter. Please follow us on Twitter at GSIAV Guy, or by all means go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, which would be keep you up to date on all the newest and greatest and yada yada yada. So there you go, youtube.com /C/GSI Guy. All right, so let's just get started here. Got a very short time. This is an Apple TV. I'm sure most of you have heard of that. It's just a small little media. This is a media box. It streams media. This is the GUI of an Apple TV. Basically, you plug this into your TV via HDMI cable, and this is what you see. You get a little remote with it, and you stream content. You can watch movies, TV shows, you can link your computers, you can get Netflix, that kind of thing. A lot of people today use Netflix on their TV, their smart TV, because just about every TV you buy now has the smart TV function on it. Now, you can't really get around it. I find them slow and cumbersome. I try to steer people away from that when they talk to us for advice and whatnot on TVs and stuff to buy. As far as smart TVs, you can't really get around it, so it's just, but I don't. It is what you. Everything has a purpose. I know most Blu-rays and stuff all have the smart integration built into them as well. But anyways, this is a media box. It streams all this kind of content to your TV. Now, a lot of people they kind of misunderstand the Apple TV thing, and it's not. There is no IPTV, Internet Protocol Television. That's what IPTV stands for. It doesn't stream anything live. Everything is pre-recorded. So your TV shows are all pre-recorded, just like on Netflix, movies, all that kind of stuff is all pre-recorded. So you're not actually streaming anything live, and that's kind of where I find where Apple TV kind of gets left behind. And the counterpart, so the Android box, Media Box, which kind of looks like one of these, kind of takes over. He's showing it in this guy's hand, whatnot. So they're about the same size as the Apple TV. And now these things are virtually the same. They both do the same thing. The Android, I believe, takes over and goes a lot further because it will stream content like Internet Protocol Television, IPTV, and live sports and HB or what do you call it, CNN or Global TV or Sky Movies. It all depends. It's an open source for pretty much every network on the planet, and that's kind of where it kind of just leaves Apple TV just way behind. Another one of the issues I have with Apple TV is that they compress, all their formats are compressed, and that for me, maybe watching TV in my bedroom or maybe at the kitchen or at the kitchen table or whatnot, it's not a really big deal. But if I'm sitting down in my $100,000 theater, okay, let's just be real, it's not a $100,000 theater, but I like to think it is. My high-end theater, I don't want compressed anything. Okay, I want lossless material, bar none. Okay, and we do theaters for clients, and we've done 150,000, we've done $250,000, we've done $80,000, we've done 60, 50, you name the number, theater rooms, and none of them want compressed content of any source as well, right? So yeah, so that's kind of where Apple TV kind of gets left behind. It has a purpose. So back to the Android side. The Android will carry open source software, whatnot, and you can see this is advertising Kodi. Kodi is the new XBMC. XBMC used to be available or was designed for the Xbox game box, and it was brilliant. It just kind of took off from there, and it's getting bigger and bigger all the time. So Kodi is basically, I'm sure there's probably going to be a whole bunch more introduced and come out in the next little while, but Kodi is one of the most popular ones out there now for accessing IPTV or movies, TV shows, and that kind of thing. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna just like Apple TV, you bring it home, you plug it into your TV. This is the GUI you get. If you buy your Android box, whether it's a G box, I have a G box and I have one running on my Windows machine. You bring it home, you plug it in, and this is just an example of the GUI you're going to get. You have settings. You can adjust to your display. You got advanced settings. You can go into other settings and set up your time or whatever. It's just all basic stuff. And then right on the main desktop, have I explained GUI yet? I'm sorry if I haven't explained GUI. GUI is graphic user interface, and that's basically what this is. This is the term that we use in the integration world, and sometimes the general public, the population or whatnot, doesn't know what that is, so I apologize for that. So GUI is a graphic user interface. This is the graphic user interface. Right out of the box, you take this thing home, you plug it in, you turn it on, and basically this is where you get. Now I'm kind of just going to talk a little bit about internet. Internet is everything when it comes to these open source media boxes. You have to have a good internet. Okay, if you're pulling anywhere between 5 and 10 megs down, if you don't understand what that means, I don't want to get into too much detail on it right now. Like I said, there's the comment section, or if you have a question or whatever, please by all means drop us a line and we'll get into it a little bit more. But that's just basically the speed of your internet. If you're running around 5 to 10 megs down, you're probably going to be pushing issues. But as long as you're only watching standard definition stuff, you may not come into any problems. But I highly recommend with one of these boxes, you want to get the best internet you possibly can. And if you're not paying for cable, that buys you an awful lot of internet. Okay? Okay, so with that said, and another tip is wireless does work on these, but unless you have a really good router and it's really close, again, you're gonna have some issues with streaming HD content. Okay, so there's another little tip for you. Try to keep it plugged into an Ethernet connection, which means plugged right into your router, and try not to use the wireless. It will work. I have lots of clients using it, and some of them get buffering, some of them don't. Some of them spent money on a better router, moved their G box or media box a little closer, whatever the reason. All right, so just another little tip. Again, right out of the box, this is the graphic user interface you get. If I click on show box, which pretty much comes standard in a lot of these boxes, you've got lists of movies, you've got shows, there's updates available. I'm not going to get too much into this. It's, as you can see, there's click on it again. There's movies and stuff that haven't even really been released on DVD yet, and you can watch. Oh, I might be hitting it with my foot. Yes, I was. Excuse me, what was I saying? Oh, any show or whatnot that's basically released on that you can see on here, you can watch. All right. So I'm just going to go back to the homepage. So that's basically that. There's that one. And if you go into online video, there's like Netflix, YouTube, Kodi, which is the one I've been talking about. Media Center, which means any computers in the house that have Media Center on it, you can stream video right from them to your your Kodi machine or whatever. This particular G box I've got plugged into a matrix in my home, which means that any television plugged into that matrix can access this G box. That's basically what a matrix does. So you got 4K movies, Pandora, Showbox, the one I just showed you, Spotify, Video Mix is another one. They're all kind of like this one, the Showbox, and then you can add more. All right, so let's go back to the home page. Yeah, so that's basically what you're going to see. I'm going to go into Kodi now, but I'm going to go into it on my Windows 8 machine and not the G box that I'm showing here right now. So I'm going to switch over to the Windows 8 machine. All right, so this is my Windows 8 machine. This is the desktop you're looking at, just like anyone who's ever had a computer. Yes, I'm a Dark Knight fan. So this particular one was built for my theater. When I built it, I needed something with power at the time, and the G boxes kind of weren't available at that particular time. So I spent the money and built this. Here's Kodi. This is built inside the media box like I was just showing you, only this is on a Windows machine, so I'm just going to click on there. And when you open up Kodi, rather it's on a Windows 8 machine or on your, I'll click on here just to show you. This is on the G box. See, it'll start up like this. So this is the GUI you get. This has this graphic on there because these are the ones I supply for my clients. Yeah, so and then we're going to go back to the Windows 8 machine. Basically the same. You got movies and TV shows. Most of you aren't going to have those because I have those two libraries because I actually have NAS drives set up in my home where I store my movies digitally and store a lot of the TV shows I watch digitally. So I have these two options. If you switch over to, you'll notice I have it set up on these ones too, so kind of a bad example. But anyways, most of you that get a media box probably isn't going to, and you go into Kodi, you're not going to get these two options because they just clearly, unless you have an archive, and this is just a list of digital movies that I store locally on my NAS drives, you're not going to get that kind of stuff, right? So we're not going to get much into it. So you're basically going to have videos, you'll have some shortcuts. These are basically all just like applications on a phone, only they're add-ons, all right? So I'm just going to go into something popular here and go, I don't know, let's go to movies. Let's go box office. We got running out of time here, so I'm going to try to be short. Let's go, I don't know, The Avengers, the new one, play. Opening stream. Now this might be a one-click streamer or it may be a several. Okay, and now look at all the options you have because there's different several links available. So I'm just going to pick the first one and see what we got. So you got 1080p, right? So I don't know, depending on our internet, if the 1080p is going to run or not. Yeah, it's running fine. So there again, there's an example of why you want a good internet. There you go, 1080p, wicked quality. All right, and you can watch that for free. And it's endless, right? And inside that same application, you can go into in theaters, what else did I want to show you? Genres. Let's go back a level. TV shows. Most popular, returning TV shows, same thing, genres. Let's go most popular. Game of Thrones. Right? So there's Game of Thrones. Same thing, I can go in there and watch there. Anything I want. Let's go to a popular IPTV. Robin Hood, where are you? I used the NHL one. That one's fantastic because I don't have a lot of time to watch the playoffs, so I can go in there. I can go latest. And there's the last game played. I can either watch the game in full or I can watch highlights of the game. There's Robin Hood. Let's go let's go Kaibo list. Actually, let's go into sports channels. There's Sky Sports. This is all IPTV links, right? So Canada, or excuse me, Fox, Sports Italian. It's just endless. Let's go into, sorry people, videos, add-ons, Canada. This is another IPTV list. So for instance, Global BC. Click on it, play. There you go, I'm watching Global TV. Right? What else we got in here? TSNs. Those ones are hit and miss these days, but they're getting better and better. Let's Sportsnet 360. I watch it all the time. There you go, Sportsnet 360 live. That's Internet Protocol television for you. All right. Let's just see if one of these TSNs are going to work for us today. They don't always work because the TSNs they've been working hard. The boys have been working hard to keep them up. And there you go. So that's basically on the Internet Protocol television side. And the media Kodi on a Kodi TV add-ons is the European guys on the European side. They do their own customized wizard edition and whatnot you can get from them. And yeah, lots of cool stuff. Like I said, you got your applications on here, which we call add-ons, and you can add new add-ons. I put out videos all the time on how to get those add-ons. And yeah, so please leave me your comments. Please leave me your any questions or whatnot you have, and we'll keep this thing going. I'm very excited. Thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.